what's the difference between Marth and Lucina? Well, Lucina is an Echo Fighter of Marth, and unlike her other fellow Echo Fighter Ken, there's not a lot to discuss here, but there are still some notable differences to see. Like always, I'll be focusing on the major differences between these fighters, without diving too deep into hitboxes and frame data. The main focus is what makes these characters feel different to play, but since there's not nearly as many differences between these two compared to the previous characters I've covered, I may have to dig a little deeper. First off, their general traits such as speed, jump height, and weight are exactly the same. Their movesets are also the same. So you're probably wondering, well, what's the difference then? Well, it mainly comes down to their attack power and how it functions. For Marth, the attacks with his sword are strongest right at the tip of his blade. When hitting with anything other than a tipper, it's pretty weak. As for Lucina, her attack power is balanced throughout the entire blade, so you'll see consistent damage and knockback regardless of where you're landing blows with her sword. To demonstrate this difference, I'll use their forward smash. Without implementing DI, Marth was able to KO Mario at around 55% with his tipper. Lucina was able to KO Mario at around 97%. That definitely tips into Marth's favor, but if Marth is hitting with a sour hit, it doesn't kill until around 132%. Well, that escalated quickly. So basically, when getting those tippers, Marth is able to pack more of a punch than Lucina, and gives him the potential to get some very early KOs. But getting those tippers can be difficult since you have to be precise with your placement and timing, meaning Lucina's more balanced attacks are more reliable and easier to master. These differences between power also give Marth and Lucina unique combos, such as Marth being able to follow up on some of his weaker hits. So that's the major difference between these two characters that you can apply across all of their sword attacks. But there are a few smaller things to talk about before we wrap it up. First is their up tilt. When getting a late hit, Lucina's attack has a sweet spot that gives the move a very small damage increase, while also having a little less knockback. Marth does not share this trait at all, and deals the same damage and knockback regardless of how late into the move it lands. Next is their neutral special. It might be hard to tell at first, but they actually strike unique poses during their animations. Lucina stepping forward during her pose gives her a tad wider reach with her sword. It's a small touch, but anything is appreciated. You can find another small difference in their side specials. Lucina has a somewhat easier time following up with the subsequent strikes of this move, and that's solely because of Marth's hitboxes differing depending on whether or not he's hitting with the tipper, sometimes leading to him dropping the opponent out of the attack. The last difference I want to talk about is between their down specials. For both characters, this move is a counter, but their animations for this move are completely different. The pose they strike and the animation of the swing are unique. There's also another tidbit you might find interesting. Because of the animation of the swing being different, the hitboxes are not identical. Marth's swing actually has a farther forward reach than Lucina's, as you can tell between this comparison. And for the record, this was the distance between both characters in Mario before the swing. So Lucina was actually a little closer to Mario and still couldn't reach him. And for those curious about their final smash attacks, they are the same. I'm sure that comes as a surprise to no one. So that's really about it when it comes to notable differences. Choosing between these characters really comes down to personal preference. Do you want to chase those early KOs with Marth's tipper, or do you prefer a more aggressive playstyle where you don't have to worry about spacing with Lucina? I do wish these characters had some more differences, but at least the contrast between their power makes them different enough to play. So which character do you guys prefer? Personally, I'd pick Lucina, for the sole reason I've never mained Marth, so I'm pretty garbage with getting his tippers. I respect those who are actually good with them. In the hands of the right player, Marth can be pretty devastating. Anyway, that does it for now. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you again soon. Catch you later.